Hi everybody, and welcome to the second installation of Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. I am your host Melissa, and you're in Raven Books. Today we're going to talk about the mammoth book of Edwardian and Victorian ghost stories. This is the stuff of nightmares. This is the stuff that people would read their children in the 1800s to put them to bed. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. In the introduction, it talks a quote from Jane Eyre saying, "Besides this earth and besides the race of men, there is an invisible world and a kingdom of spirits. That world is round us, for it is everywhere." And that pretty much sets the tone and the pace for the entire book. It's creepy. Some of this stuff is really creepy. There are short stories in here from Bram Stoker, of course, who wrote Dracula, Henry James, and Harriet Beecher Stowe, just to name a couple. We've got British, American, and French authors in here. It's good stuff. Thoroughly recommend them. And this was during a time period when ghost stories were pretty much trollop, or at least a lot of literary critics thought they were, because nobody reads ghost stories. Who's going to read ghost stories? But no, these people got together and wrote massive amounts of ghost stories. And it all started with a little story called The Christmas Carol, as we all know and love, by Charles Dickens. So this is good stuff. You should really read it. It's a little thick, but well worth it. Moving on. So, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, but when they do, you need to read up on it. This is The Spanish Inquisition by Henry Kamen. This is good stuff. It's a little heavy on the information, but it's well worth the read. This is how the Portuguese and Spanish court were one and the same during the 1400s and decided to give total power to the Catholic faith, the Catholic Church rather, and have them set up an inquisition to fleece out the invading peoples that were coming into the lower half of the Spanish and Portuguese lands, like the Jewish population and the Muslim population and the Protestant Christian population. So anybody that wasn't a Catholic was called a heretic. Over 150,000 people were tried, 3,000 people were killed, and it's pretty intense. Now, a lot of this information is heavy, no lie, but it's well worth it because there's stories in here that nobody would think of. Like, there wasn't only the Spanish Inquisition, there was the Goa Inquisition and the Roman Inquisition and the Christian Inquisition, which we all know and love, that lasted all the way over to the Salem witch trials in Massachusetts during the 1600s. Now, the Spanish Inquisition went all the way to 1834 till it was finally disbanded by the Catholic Church. Did you know any of that? I didn't know any of that. Read it. You'll know more. It's good stuff. Moving on. Last but not least, we have Them by John Ronson. This is a great little read. It's not that thick, but it's totally worth it. It is hysterically funny. John Ronson is a writer, director, satirist, and he is a documentarian for conspiracy theories. He hangs out with the people on the fringe. He's the kind of guy that will go to a KK rally and start to question them like it's nothing. But hey, whatever. He gets in with the Bilderberg group over in Switzerland, the supposed people who rule the world. He questions the Illuminati, or people who think they're Illuminati, and the 6-foot-tall lizard people that go out and worship a giant 50-foot-tall owl in California. It's hilarious. You don't know whether to take them literally, take them satirically, or just take it as it is and have a good time with it. Either way, you're going to have fun. And I thoroughly recommend it. So there you are. 3 genres with terrible covers, but well worth the reads. We'll see you next week. I'm Melissa at Raven Books. Thanks for watching.